to another edition of the Music Dreams USA Radio Artist Spotlight Show. And we are being brought to you by Mr. Stephen Brady and Blue Shamrock Music. Make sure you check us out each and every Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern to 7 p.m. Eastern. We are live streaming on 4 different channels. If you don't catch the interview tonight, that's okay. It'll be downloaded and you'll be able to check us out later. Dude, we got a treat for you tonight. I can't remember the last time we interviewed a duo. These guys are really cool guys, man, and they're part of Blue Shamrock Music again. Special thank you to Stephen Brady. We got Clive and we've got Gary, and the name of their band is called Bohemian Rogue. And these guys are rocking. Yeah, that's right. They're pointing at the banner right there. And, yeah. So let's go live now and meet our special guest. Gentlemen, how you doing this evening?
Great, thank you, Russell. Thanks for having us on your show.
Ready for the unexpected.
Yeah.
That's right. Before we went live on the air, I did tell these guys, when you come to a Music Dreams USA Radio Artist Spotlight show, expect the unexpected. So, with that being said, gentlemen, this is the karaoke portion of the show. If you'd like to maybe do like a song, karaoke style, this is your opportunity to share your music.
It would have been nice if you warned us about that one there, Russell.
So I take that as a no.
Too old to be a rock star.
Too old. Oh, well,
that's our theme.
One of our songs is a song of my music career, and it's really a fun look at my music career. It's called "Too Old to Be a Rock Star," and so it comes. If you want to try and grab your, Gary's got one of his.
You can try that one.
Oh no, I haven't tried. Look at Gary. He gets a bit confused. Look at that.
I love that guitar. Can you mail that to our studios? We can put up for a souvenir.
It took him years to get this one. I can tell you.
Just a chorus.
Right?
Yeah. Too old to be a rock star, my sister said to me. Well, it's not like you're young and you're having fun. You were 23, too old to be a rock star. That just can't be true. Cause I'm sitting here on stage playing to you. There you go.
Woo! That was awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that. And that was awesome.
While we're on that song, here we go. Look.
Too old to be a rock star.
I love it. They give us a sample of the song, and they're wearing shirts of a song they just sang. I mean, it doesn't get better than that.
Well, when you said expect the unexpected, we've got the unexpected for you, Russell. That's what's going on.
Can we get like a part 2?
No. What is it?
Come to Australia.
Yeah, you got to
visit.
You got to pay money for that one.
Well, it's so nice to meet you guys again. Welcome to the show this evening. And let's kick off by saying, how did you guys meet?
Okay, well, I guess probably going to go back a little bit further than us first meeting. Bohemian Rogue started in 2015 as a full band, okay, and we performing at local gigs and pubs and festivals, etc. But after a couple of years, it turned out the band got thinned down to a trio, and when Gary joined, it was 2018, I think, and then we found it much easier for just the two of us to be playing. We communicate, pretty well. So that was 2018. Was when Gary and I got together musically. I'd known him before that. So I was busy writing my original songs for Bohemian Rogue. And Gary came along and added his extra, what's the right word for it, Gaz?
Well, I think I've always been a musician all my life, but we bring a nice mix between Clive's a wonderful storyteller in his songwriting, and I bring in a different style of music. I play weird, different little instruments with electric mandolin.
No, you can't have that one,
Russell.
I can't get that one.
And then we really click together when we're connecting with audiences. So our show is, whilst we're performing, it's really about how do we engage with people, and that's our personalities coming through. So between the musicality, the songwriting, it's more about when people leave a Bohemian Rogue show, they've been fully entertained, and that's our goal.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Yeah. So, and it can be tough when you're playing original songs too, to get the audience. If they don't know your songs, but when there's two of us, like Gary can always got that opportunity while I'm playing away or singing away to get people, clapping along or getting them involved somehow. Just to get the audience involved in what we're doing on any given gig. So it's a
lot of fun.
Yeah, but we try to make it fun. That's probably one of the key things with performing live. People have to walk away so they've enjoyed their evening, afternoon of entertainment. So yeah.
Got a question for both you guys. So Clive, we'll start with you. Can you kind of walk us through your musical journey? How did it begin? Who influenced you to make music a career? How did this begin for you?
Okay, so I was actually in my first band when I was 13. It was a band called Frame. That was in Melbourne in Victoria. So obviously pretty young. I was doing vocals then for the band. I was 13 then. I was in the band for a couple of years, but I suppose the rock and roll music scene. I got pretty drunk a couple of times at the age of 14, and Mum and Dad said, "You're out of the band. You're not doing that anymore." So over a period of the next, say, 5 years, I was in a couple of other bands, playing, say, pubs and parties in Melbourne, in Victoria. And then at the age of about 21, I kind of stopped playing music. I stopped writing music. I stopped playing music. Life moved on. I had got married, had kids, have a family, got responsibility. So the music side of my world or life took a back seat, I guess. And it took nearly 30 years before I actually picked up the guitar properly and started writing songs again. And that's sort of, once that happened, that was maybe 2009, I suppose, somewhere around there. I started building this collection of songs, and that's when Bohemian Rogue was formed, because I was at a party one night locally here with a whole lot of musicians, and they said, "I'll play this one of your songs." And once I played a couple of songs, they said, "Oh, other people have to hear your music," which was very touching for me, because I'm just someone who hadn't played music for a long time, and had people go, "Oh, we really like your music." And so that was 2015. I've been clocking them out for a bit for a while now. So then Bohemian Rogue started. As I mentioned before, there was 5. But since it's been me and Gary, the music's continued. And also, I think the paths continued a lot stronger, because we both have ideas and we work together as a team. And I'm doing one part of what the music involvement. Gary's doing another part. And so that brings us to today, where we are with, actively writing, recording, performing as a duo. With the, I suppose to be fair,
collaboration with others.
We do get some other musical friends involved. On our recordings, we've done that. But even we played a gig last year, and we ended up having 2 bass players come and join us. For different, not at the same time, but they came and jumped up because they know us, they know the songs, they're playing along. So we like to involve also, other musicians and bring in the music community, I suppose, into our music, our musicality. Yeah. So your turn, Gaz.
Gary, it's your turn. Tell us about your story, Gary.
Okay, Russell. How long's the show?
We can extend it. We have a good crowd today, so we can extend it for you.
Keep in mind, I had a 30-year hiatus. He was busy working.
Expect the unexpected, remember?
Luckily, my parents gave me a guitar when I was young, and I had a band, and I played at my grade 7 breakup. Played the same 5 songs all night in a blues band, until one of the dads said, "What's the name of your band?" I said, "It's the Infernal Blues. We're a blues band." He said, "You played 5 Creedence songs all night. You're not a blues band." So my education started early. So influenced by Creedence and Neil Young and all the classics in the younger days. I played in all sorts of bands over the years. Always played in a band all my life, from Irish folk bands, country-ish, rock and roll, dance band, all sorts of music. And so Clicking with Clive is a combination of all of those things that still tries to make it completely unique of what we're doing. But also on my journey, I've ran major festivals that run to 10 days with 4 or 5 stages going. So I've had to book and set the stages and present some leading acts. I ran major theatres where we had international acts touring. And again, it was all about entertaining audiences, thousands and thousands of people coming through to watch shows. How do these acts, which act do I want to spend all that money on? What do they do to connect with audiences? So part of it's been learning and working and getting mentored by and influenced by some of the amazing acts from all around the world and saying, well, how does that fit with us? So it's nice to have had all of these wonderful experiences and now to try and share that with other people.
What's the best advice anyone ever gave you in the music industry? And are you using that advice today?
Ooh, I'll let you take that one, Gary.
You don't think that's a trick question now, do you?
There's some amazing, brilliant musicians and I have greatest respect for them. And there's some amazing entertainers. And I think that to be successful, and I was asked this at a seminar just recently, to be successful, you've got to be 100% at something. And to me, it's being putting 100% into being an entertainer, and however good a musician you are, backing that to your 100%. So if you're not an entertainer, you don't become connected with the audience as well. So if you've got the skills, and if you are brilliant, or if you're not as brilliant as the best musician in the world, you can still be a brilliant entertainer. So you've got to meld those two and find that mix that says, how do I back myself to be able to present something which people really want to enjoy and come back and talk about and see more of. So I think it's backing yourself, but you've got to have that combination. Yeah.
You've got to believe in yourself to a large degree, I think, too. Even though my music has mainly been towards the later part of the last few years, you put it out there, you get your responses back, and you got to be thick-skinned. You can't always. Well, no one likes all kinds of music, so you're finding your audience, I guess is a way to put it, and getting it out there, and just accepting that you've got to keep going. I think that's probably one of the things. That's what we've spent the last 2 years working on. Apart from, I guess the whole diversity of it. You've got to write your songs. You've got to practice the songs. You've got to get them by playing them at gigs. You're getting to know what works for the crowd and how long the song should go for, etc. Then you go to record the song, and then once you've got the song down and recorded and you're happy with that, that's when it all begins again. The whole cycle of what do we do with it, and that's when people like Stephen Brady from Blue Shamrock Music. We came across Stephen probably about 12 months ago, I guess, roughly, and he's been helping us ever since with the 4 songs that we released through Blue Shamrock. And so that's a whole another whole process of your music and what you're trying to do, and you got to back yourself, spend money, of course, fortunately, and try to get some back. The music industry is very tough as far as money's back in, but it's very easy to put money out. So you got to back yourself, and I think what Gary said, you do the best you can do with what you're doing. The other thing is probably important is you got to have fun. If you're not out there playing music, having fun, and you're wasting your time. If you're just sitting in the corner of a bar playing away the same old songs you play every night or whatever, and just play, it's no good. We much rather rock up to a gig, and I quite often say to Gary, the gig starts the minute we get there. When we're setting up all our gear, anyone that's in the room, any of the staff that are working there, whether it's a bar or a club, everyone, we start talking and laughing and communicating. Yeah. We're not starting for another hour yet, right? Our music doesn't start for another hour, but we're already communicating with these people So they go, oh, well, we'll hang in. We've got to watch. What are these guys about? You know.
What are they on? Did you say?
Yeah.
No.
No, that was at the beginning of the conversation. Remember? No, but you understand what I mean. I mean, it's like if you want to get people's attention and you want to perform, then it starts really early, you know, and that makes them want to perhaps stay either where they stay for one song or for maybe a 3-hour gig, which happens. You've sort of captured them already, you know, and you've got their attention, and hopefully in the meantime they're sitting there going onto your Spotify, and we've had things like that happen, you know, like before we even started the gig, they go, oh, is this you guys on Spotify? Yeah, oh great. Now having you listen, and then they go, oh, can you play that song for us? And they don't even know who we are. See? So I think you got backing yourself and keeping it real and having fun.
Okay, let's go live on stage now. You guys are live on stage.
Yeah.
Do you do any like pre-event rituals to get ready for the big show?
Oh, okay. Well, first thing is make sure the sound check's right. Without that, your heart's not doing right. Once that's right, for me, it's a beer. a good what we call a schooner of beer in Queensland, in Australia. A nice schooner of beer that gets me calm, ready. And then once we got that first strum down or the first vocal bit down, and you're there, you're on.
I think one of the other things is, we have a set list that we guides us, but just between the two of us, reading the crowd from the very first, from that first ritual of getting on the stage, as at what point do you introduce yourself and start that deep connection, and again from watching some amazing acts over the years, whether it's a large festival crowd or a small club crowd, at some point the goal is to connect with everybody, and so who are the connectors right up front? That table at the front, or that group of people here, they're the ones that can create energy which will move to the rest of the audience. So there could be a little bit of focus on that group to go, come on, you're into it early. Let's get this party going. So it's always about connecting. Hey Clive, skip that one. Let's move to the next song.
It's amazing how often we're reading the crowd and we're going through listening. I'm going, I think we'll do that. Nah. We just don't. We kind of know each other.
Know, that's not the right song for right now.
Yeah,
and it might come in
later
a little bit later. But you've got to take the people on a journey. And
but do you think that's the user playing together does that?
Yeah.
Well,
and even like, it'd be great to be perfect, but it could be a time when there's two verses and a chorus, and then at the end of the first verse, Clive sings a note, and I go, that's the note he sings before he's going to the chorus.
Yeah.
He wants to bring this song closer to an end or lift it up right now, and we're seamlessly, without a nod or a wink to each other. It's from years of playing, I know he's going to go that way.
Or body language.
Yeah, and it's just that you hear and you feel where the music's going, and you just go together.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. Yeah.
So let me ask you this question. When people are listening to your music for the very first time, what is the message that you're sending out to the your prospective fans who may be following you in the future?
We're different. That's
what way?
Probably,
in what way?
Well, we want them to think that we're different. We don't want to be, and occasionally we might be doing some cover songs our way of someone else.
Yeah.
So we're not trying to play cover songs like others. But if we're doing a cover song, and sometimes you need to mix that in with your originals just to say, you know what, this crowd, we need to connect in a different way. We can play our original songs and we want to take them on our story. But if we do this song and we do it just a little bit differently, then they go, I know that song. Oh, that's cool.
Hopefully I like your version. But look, and most people do. I mean, it's, how do you sell them quickly? I mean, the thing is you start communicating to them. I think that's actually Gary sort of covered that before, but the quicker you communicate with people, as I said,
or connect,
communicate, connect, and that's what we're doing. As I said, when we walk in, if there's someone sitting over there, we're chatting to them before we start. So we started that connection and getting them interested in who we are. So I think that's probably yes.
Well, we like to have fun, and so having fun is not just getting on the stage and walking off the stage and trying to show off. It's about, we want to show what we can do to help everyone have fun.
And one thing that Gary's always said to me, he was talking before about that audience in front, you want to get them involved. He's always said too, get your eyes to the back, for the people at the back, because they want to feel that they're part of it as well. So if you've covered the front and you've covered the back, you've got and everyone in between. You see, they are all connecting, and you are communicating with them. So it's I think these are sort of things that we just do now without thinking too much about it. But that comes from, as I said, two guys playing music together for how many years is it? 18. I can't count. That's all right. A fair while. All right. We've done lots and lots of gigs. We're gigging most weekends, and then also the odd festival and those sort of things as well. So I think if we're selling ourselves to them, we're on our way.
All right, let's take a trip down memory lane. I've actually I'm on your website right now, and I'm looking at your songs. So what I want to do is take each song individually. Maybe you guys take a few moments and tell our audience who are watching now that we'll be watching later, how did the song come about and why is it so special to you? I think it's only appropriate since you guys are from Australia.
Correct.
Let's check out the Outback Man. I love this song. Hey, I actually have to listen to it, so tell me more about that one.
Okay, so Outback Man. All right, so that probably in our music genre, that's as country as I get with my songwriting. And when I start a song, quite often I get a few chords in my head. So I look for something a little bit different to everything else that you've either written or you hear. Just something somewhere. I'll quite often say to someone, does this song sound like another song? And if they go, no, good, I'll continue with it. That'll help. Whether it's a little riff or a little whatever it might be. In this particular case, I started envisaging, to help your audience understand. So it's called The Outback Man. It's actually based on Australia in the late 1800s, where back then, of course, there was a lot of horse riding, and it was probably the main form of transport. But also, the countryside of Australia was being explored, and we were moving cattle from one end to the other, and that sort of thing was happening. And I started to envisage this story of it. Imagine you're a young kid in Australia at that time, and your father had been out droving, and his father had been out droving, and all you wanted to do was to do that. And so the story sort of starts from that aspect. He goes off, and just a little storyline about some of the people you might meet or some of the things that might happen on that sort of lifestyle. And it's, of course, at that point, it's very Australian. The story is a very Australian story. It's it speaks of New South Wales, which is obviously a state of Australia, and the lifestyle that I don't know anything about it. It was just what I would imagined it would be like, and the people that you might meet when you do it. So and that was, so you speak of Outback Man. That was our latest single. That's had such a great response on Australian radio and
you've been promoting it for us.
Yeah, well, thanks. Yes, thanks. It's probably helped us be talking to you today, Russell. So, but it's so that particular song, it's a long song, probably for most nowadays. It's a 5-minute song, but I just couldn't cut it back. In fact, our live version is longer. So because there's some instrumental things that we'd like to do, and as we were saying too, including other people, other musicians. That particular song has
Pixie Jenkins.
Pixie Jenkins, who's one of Australia's premium fiddle players, and Gary's known Pixie for a long, long time. He's playing the fiddle in the background, and that really adds to that whole feel of that country feel to that particular song. So that's the Outback Man. Rush out now and have a listen to it through your favorite streaming service.
Oh, yeah. I actually had an opportunity. So, Gary, before I move on to the next song, do you want to add anything else to the Outback Man? Is there anything else you want us to know about that?
I I think that it just shows the diversity of the music that we play.
Yeah.
We one of the exciting things about that was going to the studio, where in the background to it, we're putting different vocals behind it. We included other people that we collaborated with from drums and bass, and Clive on his guitar. I played mandolin, electric mandolin,
banjo,
a gazooki. So we're able to put a nice round feel, but it's still, as much as we put the instrumentation behind it on the music, we can still create that same vibe on the stage, which has been a really nice thing to be able to do. That we're not just manufacturing studio music, we're actually replicating it on the stage.
I got one more question for you to that song. Did you have to get permission from Outback Steakhouse to use that name?
I'm going to assume that Outback Steakhouse is an American franchise, is it?
It is now.
Well, that's a good idea for us to expand on.
Yeah. Okay. So coming soon to a venue near you. That's right. Beautiful.
Well, here's how I was going with that, right? Because if that was true, I'm thinking, well, if we played a song for you, maybe we'll get some gift cards for some free steak dinners at Outback Steakhouse.
I'll be interested.
Expect the unexpected on Music Dreams USA Radio Artist Spotlight Show.
Steak, right? Beautiful. That'd be lovely.
Let's move on to the second one. House on the Hill. Tell me about that song.
Wow. Okay. So you obviously at this point your listeners probably haven't heard it, but that's a big contrast to Outback Man. It's more a country rock song, I guess. I guess I call it that. And same, the beginning of the song started the same way as I talked about with Outback Man. I've got this little bit of a riff going. I'm playing along, and in particular, and I won't dwell too much on it. My son lost his best mate, and his name was Jackson. And Jackson, he was out there. He was a young man having a lot of fun, and he came to one of our gigs, a fair few years ago. And he's bouncing around the room, literally bouncing around the room, going, play a song with Jackson in it, play a song with Jackson in it. And so, as it turns out, there is the song we play with it's an Australian song, and it says Billy Jackson. So that covered it. But at the end of the gig, I said to him, mate, I'm going to write a song with your name in it for you. So once I had this riff that I had in my mind, I started writing the song, including, and the only bit of Jackson in the song is his name at the beginning. My name is Jackson Cole. Well, his name wasn't Cole, but I was trying to get just Jackson in there. So I started writing the song, and then unfortunately Jackson passed away. And it was very devastating for my son to have one of his best mates go. And so I stopped writing the song as well. I didn't know what to do with it. I love the beat, the riff, the feeling it had, but I just didn't know what to do with the song because I left it for well over 12 months. And then I spoke to Michael, my son, and some of Jackson's friends. I said, look, I've got this song. And they go, no, he'd love it. No, do it. So that was part of the drive to really get it, finish the writing process, record it as we did, and then getting promotion out there. But it's also...
All right. I think we're having a little bit of a technical difficulty here. But again, we'll resume our interview. Thank you guys so much for watching Music Dreams USA Radio, the Artist Spotlight Show, being brought to you by Blue Shamrock Music. And we are interviewing Bohemian Rogue. So if you check out the poster, it's kind of like backwards, and they do that deliberately. So it's really, really cool. Again, we've got Clive and Gary with us right now. And we're going to resume this interview in just a minute. Now, if you're an upcoming aspiring artist and you're looking to get some exposure, check out Blue Shamrock Music. That's right. Go to Blue Shamrock Music, Stephen Brady. They are a record label. They're always looking for upcoming aspiring artists. And if that's you, definitely check them out. And they'll be more than happy to hook you up. And, hey, just tell them Russell K sent you over there. All right. And so again, we're brought to you by Blue Shamrock Music. And again, we are talking to the band here, Bohemian Rogue. So here are the songs. They'll be back here in just a moment. And so let me go over the songs. These are brand new songs, and you can actually go to their website to go get them. Just go to Bohemian Rogue. So it's Bohemian ROGUE.com. Check. We just talked about the song Outback. I can actually tell you that's an amazing song, and I just heard it for the first time. And then we were actually just talking about House on the Hill, and that's a song, as you heard, that was written over a young man who recently passed away. So, and then we're going to also talk about the final two songs. Too Old to Be a Rock Star. That's an upcoming song that's going to be released here in the near future. And lastly, Coastal Grove, the Combi song. I actually just heard that song before we went live on the air. Again, our show is every Wednesday from 6:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern time. And we'd love to have you join our show. And we'll wait here just a few moments, and then we'll be right back in just a few moments. I do apologize for the little bit of a technical difficulty here, but we will resume our show here in just a few moments. But again, thank you so much for watching. With our interview, you're watching now, but you can also watch our interview a little bit later on as well. And we're on all of our social media outlets. In the meantime, you can join me and Miss Shauna Brown for the morning show. That's right. We're live 7 a.m. To 9 a.m. Eastern. And just download the Alexa app, enable a skill, and just say, Alexa, play Music Dreams USA Radio. Or you can just go to our website, musicdreamsusa.com. And then you'll be able to check out our station for you as well. Again, special thank you goes out to Stephen Brady and Blue Shamrock Music. And we will resume our show here in just a little bit. I do apologize. We're going to sign off here for just a minute, and then we'll be right back as well. So, again, apologies to you. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be right back momentarily.